if you have a Nintendo Switch 2 or you're picking up a Nintendo Switch 2 sometime soon, later in the year, here's 7 games that I would highly recommend picking up. Now, of course, you don't have to pick up every single one of these games, but this is just 7 games that, in my opinion, are completely worth however much it is. And honestly, what the game looks to be is really, really great. Okay, so starting off, we've got, of course, Mario Kart World. Now, if you don't have a Nintendo Switch 2, or maybe you have a Nintendo Switch 2, but you skipped out on Mario Kart World, I would say go ahead. This game actually is really, really great. It has so many unique things and unique way to play, which is really, really awesome. This is something that you want to see from a Mario Kart game. Now, maybe it doesn't have the most amount of tracks, but it definitely is something special because of being able to drive wherever you want, and also all the tricks and flips that you can do by going off a tree and a wall and then jumping onto water or whatever it is. It really works out great for this game. Now, moving on to the trend of games that are already out, Donkey Kong Bonanza. Now, Donkey Kong Bonanza really is a fantastic game, and there's no other game that is really like this one. Being able to completely destroy the entire world around you is actually really, really fun. And honestly, I use this game as a stress reliever. Sometimes I'm just overwhelmed or stressed about something. I'll pull up in that game and then just break away. Just break everything around me because I'm like, this is great. Honestly, breaking the entire map really brings me that sense of joy that honestly some other games I would always try to break things. Like, may that be playing Minecraft and putting down a whole bunch of TNT and then lighting it up. But this game, you can actually just punch away and have a great time. And you're Donkey Kong. You know, who doesn't like to be Donkey Kong? It's just really, really great. Now, I would bring this game up because honestly, it is a great game, especially if you're really a fan of these Mario games. You know where I'm headed. Super Mario Galaxy 1+2. Honestly, these games right here are actually really good. And if you like 3D Mario game, or maybe you've never ever played Mario Galaxy 1 or Mario Galaxy 2, these games are honestly the peak that Mario has ever gone to. This is like the highest possible peak that you can play Mario at. Maybe you like Odyssey, trust me, you gotta give these games a try. And if you're returning from the Wii era, I honestly say it's a massive upgrade. It definitely is a big, big upgrade because if you look at the original Wii, that was 480p. Now we're moving on to 1080p. You can play in handheld mode on Nintendo Switch 2, and you can play at 720p on the Nintendo Switch 1 in handheld mode. And then in docked Switch 1, you can go up to 1080p. And then Switch 2, you can go 1440p or 4K, which the game will look absolutely stunning. And even if you're playing on the Nintendo Switch OLED or you have an OLED TV, this game's going to look even greater with the colors popping like super, super awesome. So overall, it's really cool. Now, these games right here aren't so much as out right now, but I still say that you should pick these up when these games come out. Now, you know where I'm headed here. Pokémon Legends ZA. Now, Pokémon Legends ZA is a really, really interesting one. Now, it's not typically your normal Pokémon game. You actually get to do things while you're battling. Now, the one big thing that I would say is Pokemon is sometimes I don't want to sit there and click one button. That is something that I'm always sitting there wondering, why am I doing this? Why am I clicking one button over and over and over again? But now you can actually move around and like fight with your Pokemon, and it's really, really cool. The action-based combat is the greatest thing about Pokemon Legends ZA, and honestly, you should try it out if you want to have a different experience in a Pokemon game. Now, moving on with the next game on a sort of timeline or release schedule, Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. Now, this game right here is maybe you should pick it up if you're really looking to get more games or knowing the full Zelda timeline, because the Zelda timeline as a whole really is great. Jumping from Breath of the Wild and going to Tears of the Kingdom, there definitely was a little bit of a gap onto what happened. So I understood the story at some point, but I just couldn't quite get my hand on straight saying, how did they get from Breath of the Wild, saving Calamity Ganon, or like destroying him, saving Zelda and whatever, And then all of a sudden, there's another Ganondorf underneath Hyrule Castle spewing darkness all over the place. What is going on here? So this really fills in the gap that you really want to know for something like that. Overall, it's going to be a very, very interesting game. You should probably pick it up if you either don't have a Nintendo Switch, or maybe you already have one and you might be waiting for this game. Maybe you're going to be picking up all these games that I mentioned. It's interesting. But if you don't have a Nintendo Switch 2, maybe you're waiting for the perfect game for you. Now, maybe you're interested in the upcoming Kirby Air Riders. Now, Kirby Air Riders is honestly really, really interesting. Like, it's a really interesting game because we haven't seen Kirby Air Ride in such a long time. It's been like over 20 years since that game. So now we're going back to Air Riders. Am I saying Air Riders wrong? Because every time I say it, there's something that like type. I have this typing thing on. It says Air Riders, like you're writing something. Overall, I just want to bring that up. But Air Riders is really, really great. Like, honestly, it's a really cool game, and you can use amiibos if you're really into those. You can get either the $50 amiibo or the other $50 amiibo. So the $100 amiibo to use both of the gimmicks, which, hey, I mean, no judgment there. If you're really into amiibos, amiibos are pretty awesome. I wish you can use any Kirby amiibo. Like, you can use the Kirby riding the Warp Star from, like, the original Planet's Robobot, I believe, which is really, really great. Okay, so another game that you know where I'm headed. I'm probably just going to say all the main first-party games. And now that I think about it, we actually got a lot of games this year. We got to talk about Metroid Prime 4. Now, this game is coming out pretty soon or near Christmas, which this game is really interesting. I honestly never played a Metroid game, and I'm pretty excited for this game. This game looks to be really fun. It's like Halo. I love Halo. Halo is such a good game, but now you got it in Metroid Prime. I never played a Metroid game, so, I could be saying this completely wrong. Maybe I might be offending you at some point saying, like, this is like Halo, but, like, hopefully I'm not. I'm very, very sorry. I was more like an Xbox. My first ever DS, I believe it was a DS, but I got it later, or was it the first one? I don't know. It was the XL, I believe. But yeah, usually we just play on an Xbox, and now we're seeing Metroid Prime because we haven't seen a Halo game in a long time. So Metroid Prime seems to fill in that gap for me. So I think I'm going to give this one a try. I think that this game would be really, really great to see, but that's not all. That is not completely all. I'm pretty sure we did over 7 games, but let's speedrun a couple of these. Okay, so Elden Ring Tarnished Edition. Now, this game is supposed to be coming out the 4th quarter of the year. So, hey, that's pretty awesome. Now that I think about it, the 4th quarter is in between September and December. But overall, this is coming out very, very soon. Hopefully, Elden Ring Tarnished Edition, if you want to play that, hey, this is a perfect thing. Hades 2. Now, this game actually is already out. But for me, I don't like digital games. I don't really like digital games, so usually I'll just wait for the physical. If there's a physical, I'm getting the physical. So this game comes out in November, so hey, I had 2 months to wait for this game to be physical. So overall, that is very, very interesting. There's definitely a whole bunch of other games on the Nintendo Switch 1, the Nintendo Switch 2. Like, honestly, all these things, there's so many games. If I haven't named some of your favorite games, just let me know in the comment section down below. For me, these were my games that I would say the top picks for this year that maybe you should pick up. But there's always next year. There's always a lot of games for next year. Like, of course, you got your Tamagotchi Life, you got Pokemon Champions, you got the Pokemon Ditto game, you have probably Generation 10 of Pokemon. You got, like, Pokemon, other things. You got the 40th anniversary of The Legend of Zelda, which, my theory, we're probably going to be seeing Twilight Princess. Just saying, we're probably going to be seeing Twilight Princess. You also just got, like, a bunch of awesome games coming soon in 2026. So overall, it's going to be great. Oh yeah, you also have Splatoon Raiders. So yeah, I just covered 15 games most likely. So what do you think about all of these games? Are you going to be picking up some of these games, or are you going to be not picking up any of these games? Because you don't have to pick them all up, because, picking them all up, if you want to, you can pick all of them up. I think I'm going to do, if I'm picking them up, okay, I think I would do The Legend of Zelda Hyrule Warriors, because I want to know the in-between sort of segment. Also, maybe Metroid, just to see. I want to see the first reviews, and then maybe I'll look at it. See, that is the best way for you. You just look at the reviews, and then you know. Okay, so I look at this game. Oh, this game looks interesting. There you go. Instead of just jumping into it, hey, I'm buying it day one. Day one for me, never played this game, never touched the IP before. Day one for me, so I'm gonna be like jumping onto the train, and then it turns out that it goes right to your backlog of games. So avoid the struggles of the backlog of games and just like look at the game beforehand. So my most excited game, honestly, right now, I'm really excited for Pokemon Legends ZA. Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. I know I'm gonna name them all. Probably maybe Kirby Air Riders. Now I've never really played Air Riders. I don't know. Maybe I'll find the original GameCube game on sale somewhere just to try it out. Hopefully Nintendo brings. Hopefully, oh my gosh, this video is going on for too long. But hopefully Nintendo brings it to the GameCube. Anyways, what do you think about this? Thank you so much for watching my explanation of games. And if you like this sort of video, just me straight up talking, no editing, let me know. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.